When looking for the king of podcasts, you're at the wrong channel.
Well, excuse me!
Looking for good ideas for life? You're far from good hands.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
If you think the listener is always right, you're far from the right place.
Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works!
Hosted by a Northeasterner by birth, but a rebel by choice.
Are you threatening me?
If you want a host that floats between love and madness,
and we know the night is always gonna be here anyway. Thinking of you's working up my appetite, looking forward to a little afternoon delight.
then play on and listen to Crazy Train Radio.
All right, guys, listen to this blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try and keep up, okay?
Warning, creators of this game do understand the subject matter may be offensive to some, but they do honor the families and people that have been affected by these real-life tragedies that these individuals have caused. Want to play a game?
Oh, yeah!
Lover of true crime?
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, we got an interesting game for you to check out.
Wow.
With the mashup of influences such as horror movies, collecting cards, and RPGs.
What?
Led to giving birth to an incredible creation of this game, Killers, the card game.
You are all my children now.
This game is a collectible trading card game featuring some of the most infamous killers, with tidbits of trivia on the back of each card to help you learn some insight to each criminal.
Who the hell are you?
Let's not forget, during the game, cops will be chasing you and these criminals.
I'm a cop, you idiot!
However, check out their website listed through all social media today, which can be found under Killers, the card game.
Am I on the internet?
I want to play a game.
Hey guys, this is Jake Bush, and you're listening to Crazy Train Radio.
There's an old rock cola sitting in the corner, covered in decades of dust. It don't get played too much these days, but buddy, when it does, something happens that I can't explain. Voodoo magic with a touch of twang.
Hey folks, it's your least favorite host in the podcast world, Croc, Jonathan Steele. And boy, do we have a good one for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this next guest is a musician that has a captivating sound of traditional rug-cutting country, which certainly sounds tailor-made for dedicated Honky-Tonk crowds. His new single that was just released on January 26th is Good Morning Machine. So let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Jake Bush. So, sir, welcome. And you got some exciting news because you have Good Morning Machine that was just released on the 26th. So
Yeah, super excited about
that?
it, man. It's good. It's seems like it's doing pretty well. Seems like people are loving it, and it's the first of many songs come out this year.
Right on. So, obviously, what has been the response been of the song so far on a public side since it just came out, but also from people you know?
So I've had this song done for probably about 3 months or 4 months now, and I've just had it, and I've listened to it and listened to it, and I've showed my friends here and there. But man, what I really know is the biggest reaction is when we play it live at shows. The energy in the room just shifts and changes. So that's pretty validation for us when we're touring and we play some new stuff that they've never heard, and if they dance to it or party to it, you know.
Right on. So what I'm going to do right here is go ahead and put it here so people can hear it for themselves.
Awesome.
There's an old rock cola sitting in the corner, covered in decades of dust. It don't get played too much these days, but buddy, when it does, something happens that I can't explain. Voodoo magic with a touch of twang, and this cheer joint gets to jumping like it's 1995. Throwing quarters in while the records spin, and the hands of time rewind. Back to Diffie, Treat, and Yoke 'em. Turn it on and then you'll see it's not just a jukebox, it's an all-night good time machine. Seminole wind blows in with a hint of Stetson and Marlboro smoke. Dollar long necks, do you want a two-step, baby? Just check yes or no. For a pocket full of change, we can go on back to the glory days when this juke joint gets to jumping like it's 1995. Throwing quarters in while the records spin, and the hands of time rewind. Back to Brooks and Dunn and Jackson. Turn it on and then you'll see it's not just a jukebox, it's an all-night good time machine. It's sitting right there in the corner, so baby, if you want it, get this juke joint jumping like it's 1995. Throwing quarters in while the records spin. The hands of time rewind. Back to Brooksy, Dunn, and Reba. Turn it on and then you see it's not just a jukebox, it's an all-night good time machine. Good time machine. Good time machine.
So coming out of the new hit, go to Spotify, do all that fun shit. So what I was doing a little reading, which caught my eye, was Kentucky Bluebird of Roy Morgan. So obviously, total legend in that woman. What was that like working with her?
Oh, it was unreal, man. I'm a really big Keith Whitley fan, so to be able to cut a Keith Whitley song with his widow is pretty special, man. She's still to this day, we're still friends and still communicate, and yeah, she's just an angel, man. She was super kind to come and do that, and yeah, the whole Whitley family is just great people, and so is her husband Randy.
Well, whose idea was that? Was that yours, or did somebody approach you about doing that?
So I had already recorded it, and I had some other duets lined up, but they just fell through. And so I just thought, man, what if I reached out to Lori and see if she did it? Luckily, I had a mutual friend that knew her very well, and he reached out, and she was game for it, man. She didn't even think twice about it. So
Right on. I'm gonna put that in too, but I want to bring up, which I think is awesome, that you out of high school were in the U.S. Army Reserves. So thank you. And what made you go the Army Reserves?
Really, my plan was to go to the reserves and go to school, but somehow I ended up in honky tonks. So here I am.
Sorry, we're closed. Well, then what are all these people doing here? Drinking and having a good time. Well, that's why we're here. You're too stupid to have a good time.
And as soon as you said that, I think that I always, maybe it's showing my age. I always think of, did you ever see the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the bar scene where they end up it was like a fighting and all that fun stuff, and him
yeah.
and his son and all are hanging under the table while chaos is going on.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought as soon as you said, yeah, I ended up in Honky-Tonks.
Yeah, somehow I ended up there, man. But yep, that's kind of the trajectory I had, and I think that was God's plan for me. So
I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover.
Right on. Were you overseas or anything like that? Or
no, I was all stateside. I was actually
beautiful.
stationed in my hometown, Houston. So man, it just worked out. Everything happened the way it was supposed to happen for us.
Is that where you get the tireless work ethic?
I think I got that from my dad and my brothers. I think some of my brothers are just workaholics, and my dad's always been a hustler. Man, he was just a high school diploma, and he traveled the whole world from here to Saudi Arabia and back. You know, all on a high school diploma, and he'd be gone for months at a time. And I don't know. I don't know where I got it. Honestly, I don't know where my discipline and my work ethic comes from, but I'm thankful I have it for sure.
Yeah, and that must have been tough because I was reading, unfortunately, you lost your mom at a young age. But
Hmm.
so how did that work out with dad being gone for his job?
So after my mom passed, he married my stepmom, and so my stepmom was home, and she pretty much raised me. Between her and my sister, they raised me, and it wasn't as chaotic as you would think. I come from a family of seven, so one of them was already moved out when my mom passed, but we all just kind of just made it happen, you know. I'm the baby of seven, so I was the youngest one.
Okay. Yeah, I was reading. I must have misread that it was youngest of five that I was reading, but we know
So yeah, I
everything.
have two stepbrothers. So
Okay,
yeah, five immediate family and then two stepbrothers.
right on. So, did anybody else want to get into music, or was that just something that you were the oddball
Uh,
of the group?
so my sister's always like had good music in her car, and my brother has always had great taste of music, very eclectic. I mean, I used to go and steal his CDs just because he would make the best mixes, you know, of anything from country to rock. But no one else really sings. My brother and I have written some songs early in my career, and still to this day, we still sometimes throw stuff back at each other and see if we can't write an idea or something. But yeah, I'm the only one. My dad said my mom liked to sing when I was, you know, before I was born, and she was in choir and stuff. But yeah, I was the only one that ever pursued music.
And for those people that heard the term CDs, this was a disc that you would put into a player, and actually, it wasn't streamed. And I'd show my age by saying about cassette tapes and even A
Yeah,
tracks, but not everything was always streamed.
yeah, yeah. I guess I showed my age by saying compact disc.
Well, I'm guessing we're in the same age group there because I'm 39 and I don't know
I
where
turned
you'd be.
I turned 30 next to in about 2 weeks.
Well, happy birthday ahead of time here.
Thank you, thank you.
So you still based in Pasadena, Texas?
I am. Yep.
Right on. So obviously, with you being 30, you would have been of the age group that 90s country and such, you know, your Faith Hills, your Tim McGraws and Garth and all those
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
But who, like you said, your brother had a mixture of things as well that you would listen to. But who would you say were influences?
Just off the top of my mind, I mean, Chris Cagle, Mark Wills, Daryl Singletary. I got introduced to Keith Whitley later in my life, which I'm glad. I don't think I could have really respected it as much had I been introduced to his music super young. Obviously, George Strait, Zona Jones. I don't know if you remember Zona Jones or not, but
I do.
yeah, all those guys. I'd say Mark Wills is probably my biggest one, though. When I got to open for him recently, and it was unreal. I just like it's like everything I've been listening to my whole life is right here.
Yeah, 19 something, and
yeah,
there's
man.
a list
Jacob's
of
Ladder. Yeah, don't laugh at me. He's got great songs, but great singer and great guy too. He treated me really good.
on that punch. I always liked. Now I'm having Joe Nichols and
Oh yeah, he's one too. I don't know how I left him off.
Yeah, which Joe is I don't know if you ever met Joe. He's an absolutely blast to talk to.
Nice. Yeah, I look forward to playing with him for sure.
Speaking of playing, what kind of shows you got set up for 2024 here?
So I'm all over the damn country. It seems like I'm playing this Friday and Saturday in Annville, Pennsylvania.
Really?
I got some shows in Lakehead, California in the middle of summertime. We got a lot of Oklahoma shows. We got a Colorado run. I'm in Nashville quite a bit this year. I'm playing the Keith Whitley Memorial Show in Nashville. But yeah, other than that, we're just playing all over the place. I played in France this last year, and I hope I get to go back to Europe this year.
Really? How was that? How did they take things over there in France?
Oh, they loved it, man. It was the biggest rodeo in France. So I played the Honky-Tonk afterwards, and it sold out. It was about 1,000 people, and then probably another 1,000 outside waiting to get in. It was really awesome.
Right on. And I was just, as soon as you said Annville, I had to pull it up on my phone, and that's not actually too far from me. So I'll have to text you and get that information and try to make it out this weekend.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, we'll definitely make that work because I'm actually scheduled to go to another one, not this weekend, but in mid-February to see Lee Bryce and Allie Colleen. So that'll be fun too.
I love Lee Bryce, man. He's another one of my big favorites.
Right on. So I guess my last question would be, obviously we are in a social media world and all that fun stuff, and internet is king per se, but what's the best way people can follow you? Is it the website? Is it Instagram, Facebook?
Yeah, so I have a website, jakebushoffficial.com. And there's also social links there to take you to Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, YouTube, everything. Everywhere you can find me, there's links all over that website, as well as new song releases, merch, and some pictures and stuff.
And yes, make sure you even go back to check out the previous releases, like where 90s meets now and all that fun stuff. Cowgirl, Tractor Town,
Yep.
Better by the Beer, which usually is the case with me, or usually Better by the Whiskey, but as I like to joke. But Mr. Bush, thank you so much for the time.
Man, of course. I'd love to see you this weekend too, so make sure you reach out.
I definitely will. I have your number in my phone now as we speak, so we'll make it happen.
Awesome.
Blown down the highway by two different winds. Lord only knows when I'll see you again. You're about as close as the stars up above. You're my long distance love. Kentucky bluebird, I heard your song today, but when I try to touch you, you fly away. Blue is a feeling that I'm learning so well. Turn on the TV in another hotel. I turn down the volume and stare at the wall. God, I wish you would call. Kentucky bluebird, your song today. But when I try to touch you, you fly away. And how I hate the miles between us, they get longer each day.
I had this dream, and you should have seen us holding each other
and drifting away. Kentucky bluebird, I heard your song today. But when I try to touch you, you fly away. You fly away. You fly away.
Hey there, Friday fans. We know how much you enjoy the movies. Enjoy grabbing your Friday merchandise and interacting with the Friday family, whether it be at conventions or during our particular watch-alongs. Well, when you're looking to get yourself masks, why not check out our friends over at Camp Blood Customs out of New York State and order your specific custom mask from any of the films. All orders are made specifically. Your needs and wants are. Make sure you find Camp Blood Customs on Facebook, Instagram, and all over social media and order yours today.
Hey you guys, this is Allie Pauline, and you are listening to Crazy Train Radio.